I look like this. You do that. Okay. I look cute today though, so you know. But anyway, my beauty gorgeousness aside, today I was kind of, as we all know, it's the lunar Scorpio full moon eclipse Mercury retrograde mashup, and it's Friday. And if you don't know, Friday is also about feminine energy. It's the love day. But also there's a lot of potent energy in the air because it is also Cinco de Mayo, and that is not their Independence Day. It is actually when they were able to conquer against the French army, and they had kind of like a smaller troop, but they were able to succeed. They were able to win, and that is the message for the day. I also learned that from Kevin Stage, but needless to say, that's the truth. Today is a day of the full moon, which is the accumulation. Actually, do you think I can... because I have to pack away my cards, and I left out like the 3 decks that were kind of like, I left them out, but I think I might go get that because I love doing like when it's a full moon. I'm gonna go get that. That's what I'm gonna go do. It ain't gonna take me too long. Yeah, anyway. Don't you hate when jeans make your booty look flat? Trash. All right, so I wasn't gonna get the cards because they're a lot deeper down, but got the Moonology book. So I'm gonna go ahead and read the, I'm gonna read the full moon in Scorpio. And if you don't know, full moon is about results, forgiveness, and gratitude, okay? Yeah, very much needed. So let's go ahead and get into this full moon. And it's crazy because they also have full moon eclipse, so we're going to read that as well. Okay, but first we're going to go ahead and read Libra before Scorpio. It's time to release negativity, which is also we got don't take anything personal, okay? If you've been feeling paranoid and acting weird, take this card as a very direct message from the cosmos to stop it. Worrying yourself is pointless. It's time to release any negativity you have around the situation you're asking about. Well, I didn't ask about a situation, but just release any negativity. If there is a situation, release it around that as well. If someone has been unkind to you, perhaps it's time for you to release them. This card heralds an emotional, intense time since both the full moon and Scorpio themselves are both extremely intense. It's time for you to feel all of your feelings. There could be some nastiness in the air when you pull this card. If that's the case, take it as a sign to move away from anyone or anything you feel is toxic. For some, however, this card has a totally different meaning. Your sex life can improve now if you make an effort. That's literally what it says, if you make an effort. Use your magic. You have all you need inside you to bring out your desired result. Okay? Bring out your desired result. Bring it out. But it's hard to bring stuff in when we are feeling negative, when we are holding on to things that are not necessary. And I say it a lot, and I'll say it continuously because it's good to say. Imagine you have, my hands are full. I'm going to keep trying to pick up stuff, and it's going to be quite hard to pick up. Right? Let me try to... Okay, now my hands are full. I mean, bitch, it ain't gonna work, okay? Not only you, bitch, but you get what I'm saying? As a term of love. So we have to release things that are not for us. I don't need to hold all of this in my hands. I don't need to hold all of this in my mind. I don't need to keep that in the forefront of what's going on. I can release that and I can let it go, okay? So If we need to release people, like it said, if we need to release the situation. Again, our cards kept saying, don't take anything personal. I had to remember that today with a certain situation, like, hold on, what am I doing? Why am I taking this personally? It's not even that serious. And just a matter of just knowing that, like they said, it's an extremely intense. And so we add that to the eclipse, which again, we're also going to read that card as well. Everything's going to be intense. And then we also have Cinco de Mayo. Any type of holiday, or for me at least, any type of holiday, that's a lot of energy when people are accumulating together for this one set purpose. And that is also why it is also a great time to work some magic, because we have all of this power in the world. And then you add that it's Friday, so a lot of people are off for the weekend, so they're happy about that. It's a lot of good energy going around, so it's a great time to manifest what you need to release, and also being grateful for what you have, but also being prepared. And what I mean by that is protect yourself, protect your peace, protect your mind, all of it, okay? You have to recognize that. Release. If you don't know how to release, just say, Spirit, take the wheel. No, just say, I release any negativity, I release any anxiety, I release any doubt. I'm pushing it out, right? Or if you have something that helps you, do that as well. But again, with all of this energy, even with all this energy, with people coming together, that's a lot of energy in itself as well. So just be mindful, just be cautious, but don't be scared. I hate when like people do like these things, like, don't do this, do. People say a lot of things not to do that I do, and it works for me. You have to figure out what works for you. We're not all the same, okay? I am going to read the emotional understanding and gathering of the moon. Emote is all better out than in. Say that shit, write that shit down, record it, dance it out, sing it out, walk it out, but get it out, because we don't want that in. I'm feeling nervous about the situation today because I expected to get this, but it hasn't happened. But I'm recognizing and realizing it's all going to work out for my good. Whatever you need to say, emote. And emote is saying that shit with vigor, with conviction. You know what vigor means? I learned that shit from Hilda. Saying it like, I feel it, I believe it. You know, kind of like Shakespearean bullshit, okay? But not bullshit, because it's the truth. I'm feeling really fucking good today. And I talked to such an amazing friend today. I love them. Sorry, I don't know what happened. It like paused on me or something. I don't know what happened. Anyway, yeah, I said I was about to cry again. They said, not on here. But they just made me feel so good because they did something that was helping my inner child heal. And I was like, actually, I'm going to cry. I don't care. And then they were like, you're helping my inner child. And we were just, but it helped me because I was going, like literally before that happened, I was going through something, right? And not even something bad, it was just like my own, sometimes thoughts get ahead of me before I can like, then it was right after I did my affirmations, right after like I was taking something personal, and it was just like, it ain't even that. It ain't even that. Oh, that felt good. So, yeah, emote, it's all better out than in. And that also means releasing people, releasing things and thoughts, okay? So, additional meanings are, it's time to move from living fearfully to living joyfully. 777, release the fear and look to the future with excitement. Release that fear. Sometimes a lot of our fear, which another reader said on here, is that it's honestly just PTSD from expectations, from being let down, or disappointments from the past, or things not working out in the past. But that was when we were there. We're not there anymore. We have a better understanding. We have better clarity. We have a better knowledge of what's going on in our life and why, right? So just kind of taking that mindset in. You're right to have your suspicions. Remember, we got sneaky little bitches. Remember, we got devil genitals. Remember, we got they don't care about you. Remember, we got they belong to the streets. Remember, they don't care about you, move on. Remember, we got don't take it personally, let it go and breathe. Remember, it said if it's people, let go of the people. If it's move away from the situation or what's happening, move away from that. Because you're right about your suspicions. Trust your intuition because it can lead you to real suspicions. I just made that up. But it's true. Just you're right to have your suspicions. Okay? And that is okay. So emote that shit and let it out. Grudges are toxic. Let something go. You gotta let it go. Like I said, if you need to dance it out, which kind of helps your whole body move and get free and break. Or if you need to sing, if you need to write, if you need to talk, if you need to release, if you need to scream, if you just need to say no, if you need to say yeah, let it out. Don't hold on to that shit because a grudge is only affecting you, not the person that doesn't care. If they don't care, they're not holding on to anything. They're hiking, moving on to the next person that they can use or talk about or anything of that sort. I keep going orange and red, orange and red. So take that into the realization. If they don't care and they have moved on, why are you holding on to situations and thoughts and patterns and things? It's toxic. Like I said, we can't pick up everything that is for us if we're holding on to things that aren't. The last one is the end of an argument. This is the accumulation. Scorpio is also about secrets coming into light. It's about revelations and things becoming more clear and messages. So again, if you got your suspicions, again, this is going to be the time that it's going to come out. Okay? Again, this is also an eclipse happening. Full moon eclipse under Scorpio with a Mercury in retrograde, which is also about, delays, a little bit of miscommunication, a little bit about confusion. It's also about taking a step back and reflecting on what is and isn't for you, what's working out. And we're going to be in here until the 14th. So enjoy them 11 days. I did that, but I meant like that. That's what I meant. 11. Anyway, it says it can herald a vindictive interrelationship. It can also be a time when we want to be good, but we're naughty. If you pull this card, no matter when, your dark side and your shadow self may be showing. The full moon of Scorpio is also a time of magic. If you were thinking of making some magic, this is your sign to do it. I have my jar over there full of like lake water. Is it lake water or is it sea water? It's water that I got from Earth. And it has like my seashells in it from Mexico. And then it has like my cinnamon. It has I use Italian seasoning. I'm gonna be real, because it has bagel. It has basil, and it has rosemary, it has the thyme, and it has everything I need in there. I use that. It has my black pepper, and it has my salt in there, and I can't remember, and cinnamon, and I just kind of spin that around, and as I'm spinning around, I'm like, this is what's coming to me, this is what's working out for me, this is how I'm protected, this is how, that's just what I do, and I felt very vigorous to shake that shit today. Okay, and with me also being like a Cancer, I love working with water because it resonates very highly with me. Okay, but that is the full moon in Scorpio. It is time to release negativity. Now we're also going to read the full moon eclipse. Okay, and it also says full moon eclipses conclusions are within reach, which means we can just grab that shit. But again, we can't grab that shit if we're holding on to things, okay? Full moon eclipse, and just like that, a door slams shut. If you pulled this card, it suggests that the situation you're asking about is about to reach a peak or has just done so, and things are now out of your hands. If you haven't watched the affirmations video yet, I did one where it's like, I'm taking the back seat, spirit, you take the lead. I release control, because a lot of shit I can't control. It's out of my hands. I can't do anything about it. Right? What the fuck? Never again. This table was so cute. It's not really practical. Anyway, right? What you're experiencing now is what your soul signed up for. A way for you to learn and for your soul to evolve. So allow events to unfold and be easy on yourself. Oh my God. No? Okay, we're good. If you're letting go of someone or something, come on now, know that this is the right time, as hard as it may be. Like I said, I had to get rid of some relationships in my life, and all of them I've known longer than 12 years. Because some of them were my family, some of them were my friends. And it was just a matter of me having to go, because of where I was going, it was like, this is not like a safe cultivating space for me. Like, I don't, I'm sick and tired of preaching my worth, preaching who I am. Can you understand, like, how this, it's sometimes you get tired of it because it becomes draining. Because it's like, sometimes you don't understand. I'm speaking as clearly as possible. I'm saying as open as possible. But if you don't understand, I'm not going to force it. I'm just going to remove it, which is me, right? So it may be hard. And again, with those cards that we got, that's what Spirit has been telling us, is to remove those people, is to let go of those people, and that they are no longer serving us in where we are evolving to, where we are going, right? You can't take everybody with you. That felt good. Okay. Forgiving someone for what they did can be the key to resolving the situation in a positive way. It doesn't make right what they did, but it releases it so you can move on. Again, holding a grudge is not going to help us, but releasing that shit is, right? And if we don't feel like they deserve forgiveness, still release them. Don't hold on to that shit, because it's going to be quite hard to heal something that you're holding on to. It's like you cut yourself on purpose, on accident. You cut yourself, hurt yourself, but you just keep picking at it. It's going to be hard to heal if you keep messing with it, keep going back to it, keep trying to relive the moment. It's never going to heal. You have to release and let it go. You have to let it breathe, right? The emotional connection and understanding in alignment with the moon is that which is meant for me will not pass me by. Oh, I needed to hear that today. I needed to hear that today, okay? I'm not above my own readings. I get understanding from all the readings that I do. That's the beautiful part about being who I am. Is I'm not above, I'm just evolving and learning. And that's that, okay? I'm gonna read it again. That which is meant for me will not pass you by. And it's things like that that sound so simple that we feel like everybody says, everybody takes in. Well, that's an affirmation. That's something we should continuously be saying. That which is meant for me will not pass me by, right? Because sometimes I was listening to Mary. Like I said, I still listen to gospel music. I'm not a Christian or anything, but a bop is a bop. I was mentioning to Mary, and it's Make It This Far. That is a good song. And it was just basically like, nobody told me that the road would be easy, but I don't believe. They say he, but I say you brought me this far to leave me. And it's like, you didn't bring me this far to leave me. You didn't bring me this far for me to miss an opportunity that was meant for me or anything of that sort. You didn't bring me this far for me to still be around the same situations, the same people, the same cycles, and that for me. No, you're not going to leave me here. You're not going to leave me. You're not a deadbeat. Spirit, ancestors, guides, angels, universe, they're not deadbeats. They're here, and they're going to give us what is meant for us all the time, but it's going to be on their time. And I think that's something that, with us being in society, that we are having to do everything on like this timely manner, this construct from the day that we were born. If your child isn't doing this by this age, if this isn't happening by this age, this and that, this isn't happening, it's not going to be like this, it's constricted, you have to be divine timing and give a fuck about manly timing. You just don't. You don't. Okay? Additional meanings is doors will slam shut now. Doors which slam shut now will not be open, which is also what we got in the full moon in Scorpio. It's time for you to get back on track, right? We're always on the right path. We just sometimes take detours, okay? Forgiveness will set you free of karma. Again, just holding on to that. Let it go. That is also forgiveness. In my eyes, letting go of shit and not holding on to it and planning your life from that or going from that, right? That is also forgiving. That can be forgiving yourself. Even like, again, if you don't feel like forgiving them, I have to take a realization I'm never going to forgive my abusers. It's not going to happen. No. I don't know, you got to be in the elevation, but baby, I ain't there, and I don't think I ever will be, and I'm fucking okay with that, because it has helped me to realize that now I can nurture that of myself instead of holding on to that, right? meditation, yoga, nidra, and pranamya, I think I'm saying that right, are all recommended now. And I have to do this so many times today. I'm gonna have to do it again today. And for me, sometimes meditation is just zoning the fuck out and dancing and being elevated to the realm of no return. Okay? Or going out and walking with sage, which I'm not gonna do today because it rained and shit and it's still kind of foggy and misty and I'm not trying to have them dirty. Especially before we leave. No. Seed control and let events unfold. Again, if people are going to come out and show the true colors, if situations are going to be revealed, if doors are going to be shut, if nothing that is for me will pass me by, if I need to release and I have to let this shit unfold. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I have to let it go. I have to let it unfold for me. Because again, full moons are about results. It's the result of something. It literally, as the moon is new moon and it's coming up, it's coming up, it's coming up, it's coming up, it's coming up. That is the result of the full moon completing its cycle. We are completing our cycles at 999, right? So just take that into that realization. Take that in, okay? Full moons are nearly always about climaxes and very often about conclusions. Full moon eclipses are the same but on steroids. A full moon eclipse can be hard to handle because its portents change, something many of us are uncomfortable with. But change is a part of life, and this card, no matter when you pull it, reminds you of the fact that full moon eclipses can give us a glimpse into what Carl Jung called the shadow self. Work with your darkness, okay? We're releasing shit today. We're letting shit go. It's not working for us. Doors that are going to be closed shut, they're going to be shut forever. Forever. You know, and I love that. I'm like, this is right on top, too. This was right on fucking top. Talk about that, yeah. Talk about look at my little heart cheekbones. But just taking that realization. And a lot of like forgiving or letting go comes with not taking stuff personally. Because when we take it personally, you know, where catch a plane or something and they're like, oh, you can take a personal bag and a carry-on and this and that. That's yours. You put this shit in there. You took it with you. We're not doing that anymore. And you have to recognize that with this understanding of releasing and letting go, it's all going to work out for us. Because what is for us will not pass us by. All right? It's not going to pass us by. Like they said, it may be hard. And if we're thinking about the full moon in Scorpio, and they said that is extreme energy, right? Extreme energy. And then they said the full moon eclipse is like that on steroids. You better do some fucking magic. You better do some fucking magic. And then again, today is a day of Venus, which is feminine energy, which is nurturing, which is cultivating, which is planting seeds, which is the day of magic, because feminine energy is about the void of planting it and just expecting it to come out. Do some fucking magic. And again, today is a very fabulous holiday about the overcoming of something. When people thought, like, I don't think we got this. We the French army. Like, we got this. Fuck them. It was the French, right? Or was it the Spaniards? It was one of the fucking colonizers. Okay? And they had like a smaller army and it looked like they didn't have enough power, right? It looked like they weren't going to make it. It looked like they wasn't going to go. And they wanted to fucking defeating them and sending them back home with their tail between their legs. That's us. That's the kind of power that we have. That's the kind of power that we possess. And that's just the truth. That's just the understanding, enlightenment of all situations, is that as soon as I let go of shit, as soon as I'm not holding on to shit, it's gonna fucking work out. It's gonna work out. Please go listen to my affirmations on my podcast. It is so powerful. It is so powerful. I had to read that today like 5 times just to kind of center myself and recognize that I'm the baddest bitch. And everything is working out for me. Because sometimes your own expectations will have you fucked up. Your own like body and the way you feel like it's moving, you're creating is gonna fuck you up. Because in all the work you put in, it just sits there instead of tilling the ground and nurturing it and caring about it. Hi, Papa. Hi, baby. Hi, baby. So we're gonna go ahead and get into this reading. It's not gonna be a long one. Do I feel like doing this deck today? I don't feel like doing this deck today. We're not gonna do this deck. Maybe. Yeah, we'll do this deck today. Sometimes I'm like, okay. But Spirit, what do you have for us for this full moon? Universe, what do you have for us for this full moon? Universe, Spirit, Skies, what do you have for us? Universe, Spirit, Skies, what do you have for us for this full moon and eclipse? Ace of Cups, which is about new beginnings. Ace is about the start of something, the new beginning of something. If we're at the climax, if we're at the peak, if this is the end result, the total, that means it has to begin. We're going to dive deeper into it later. But even if you look at the cup and the moon, it's the intuition of yourself, right? Which is the shadow self, which is tapping into that more, right? And even that is a full moon. And they're holding the cup, and the cups are about emotions and clarity. And if we're not taking things personally, our cup is going to be full. Look how fucking big that cup is, but she's happy holding it because it's warm, it's lovely, it's amazing, it's positive. Look how fucking gorgeous this person is. Beautiful, 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 okay? It's right there. I don't know why I do that. I don't know why I do that sometimes. Look at that. The Six of Wands. This is about metamorphosis. This is about change. Look at that blossoming. April showers bring what? May flowers. So it's all going to work out. And this is a gathering of people. What did I say today? This is going to be a gathering of a whole bunch of people. Right? A lot of energy in the air. A lot of positive, great, magnificent energy in the air. And it's going to be powerful. I felt you. Oh, I felt you. And we got the Magician. Okay? It's just recognizing who we are, our magic, our strengths, and using that and honing in on that and our capabilities and the positivities of that, right? So acknowledging that and knowing whom the fuck we are and taking that in. And taking that in, baby. Take it in. Recognize who you are. Emote that shit. Emote that shit and let it out. As much as you're going to let out the negative, let out the positive. Anything else from me, Spirit? Anything else from me? Well, yeah, that makes sense because I'm the one with it. But anything else for the collective, Spirit, in regards to the full moon and eclipse? Anything else, Spirit, universe? Anything else, Spirit, universe, guys? It's like a little restriction today. Do not restrict yourself. Do not fight back. Do not try to hold on to things because it's going to have to go. Either way, remember that card reading we did with the Tower? Either it's going to be a change that we're going to dread and we're not going to be able to do, and it's going to be redundancy in life, or it's going to be an abrupt change that flips our perspective that allows us to gather a deeper understanding of what is happening. What do you have? Look at that, easier. What do you have, Spirit, for us? Spirit, ancestors, guides, universe, before I close it out? Anything else, Spirit, before I close it out and move on? The Sun, baby. Ooh. I'm emoting, shit, fuck it. But the Sun, we all know that is about happiness, that is about joyous occasions, that is about coming together in harmonious relationships and as a collective, and what is actually working out for us and what is good for us. The Sun, we're able to revel in that, okay? Then we have the Seven of Cups, okay? This is about an artist, again, taking in their craft, recognizing them being able to be creative, them being able to express themselves freely. And you're not going to be able to do that if you're around people that constrict you, or situations that constrict you, or you feel like you're bound, or your expectation. Like, we have to release. We have to release. Final shuffle, spirit, universe, guides. Speak now and or forever hold. Speak now and or forever hold your peace. Period. We got the moon. Okay. And we all know that that is about intuition. And then we have the 8 of swords. Let's see, 8 of swords. 2, 4, 6, 8. I was right. Trusting myself. Trusting your intuition. The 8 of swords, right? So we're going to go ahead and dive into this reading. Okay. That kind of helped me crack my back. That felt good. Again, the ace is about starts. It's about beginnings. And yes, I do know these cards and I understand these cards. And if you're ever wondering, oh, they're reading out of the book, because sometimes, at least for me and for a lot of other people that I read for, those key words help them. And so this gives key words. This gives key meanings. And I like people being able to take that away. Because sometimes having to remember the card and all I'm saying, because how I'm interpreting it, it's beautiful. Yeah, it's great. It's about the starts. It's about beginning. It's about all that. But getting those key words can sometimes be like, oh, that's what that is. You're able to point it out later. If you're hearing it later in a song, or you're able to remember that and resonate with it, it just helps. That is just the explanation of why I do this. Because obviously, this is my first deck that I got 8 years ago. But sometimes for people, especially if they're starting out or they just need clear, direct messages, tell me fucking straightforward, it fucking helps, okay? That's the message, that's all, let's get into it. The upright meaning is about abundant pleasure. Abundant pleasure. Okay, abundant fucking, come on! Abundant pleasure? Fullness of spirit. Like I said, she's holding this, it's warm, she's fine. And even look at her. Look at her. She got her nails done, tattooed, locks is popping, adorned with glory. The light is radiating from her eyes. Purple, again, is about trusting in your intuition, but also trusting in your higher self. And that blue is about being vocal, about speaking and saying what you need and resonating on that sound frequency. And look, their cup is just full. Full. It says beautiful situations in life. Again, what is for us will not pass us by. I'm going to emote and I'm going to get that shit out and I'm going to let these fuckers go. I'm going to let these situations go. I'm going to not take anything personal because I cannot hold that shit in anymore. Okay? So again, upright meaning is abundant pleasure, fullness of spirit, beautiful situations in life. When I got on here, I was telling, I look good, and that is also fullness of spirit. And recognizing who the fuck you are and speaking like you know who the fuck you are. Okay? It says an angel. I'm going to hold it up while I read it so that you guys can see it. It says an angel lovingly cradles the golden chalice against her body. Her warm spirit invigorates the liquid she holds, inviting the moon to sip of its essence. Ooh. But that's so powerful because I even said that it's warm, but the warmth is coming from her body. And even the card said that this is something that's going to come from within. This is going to be something that comes from within and then it emotes outwardly. Get that shit out. So whether you feel like it's a negative that you got to get out, I'm this, I'm going through this, or it's a positive that you get out, I am this, either way, get it out, because once you do, the moon, right, which is about intuition, which is about shadow work, which is about emotionally diving and understanding, which is about nurturing your inner child and yourself. It's taking a sip from the angel's cup. From the angel's cup. Because it's of your essence. Oh, and then even just talking to my friends, like, I have such amazing friends, I'm gonna cry. But even just that, it just allowed me like the warmth that, and they literally said that today. I mean, oh my God, I'm crying. I'm emotional in the best way because I love my emotions, okay? But even them just saying that you are so warm, like that warmed me. They said you warmed me. I was just speaking. And like stuff like that, it's just like this matter of thinking of like, it's coming from within. The angel is warming the cup. It's invigorating the liquid, which means it's putting its power into it. It's putting its energy into it. It's putting its trust into it, right? Just look at it one more time. It's sipping. It's taking it all in. And she's happy to share. So fucking happy to share. Okay? Now we're going to go ahead and get into the wands. Okay? Again, this is the 6 of Wands. Look at that blossoming. Look at that glow. Look at that power. Look at that majesty. And if you look at the colors, the red is about, you know, releasing that fear and looking to the future with excitement, being ready, being prepared. Then we have the orange and the yellow, which is our sacral chakra and our solar plexus, which is about understanding who we are creatively, sensually. Again, that's also said your sex life is going to improve too. We ain't going to forget that, as long as you work for it. But about our sensuality, about our creativity, about tapping into ourselves, releasing that. We hold a lot of our trauma in our hips, and then a sacral, and then our solar plexus is about our passion, our drive, our focus, our ambition, and things of that sort, right? So taking that all in, and even their wings are purple, so saying I'm trusting in my intuition, and I'm guided and led on the right path, right? We're going to go ahead and get into this, okay? The upright position, a new hero. Because if you are cutting people off, if you are breaking situations, you may inspire other people. You're like, if they can do it, I can do it. And not a way of like, if they can do it, I can, like, if they can do it, I can do it. Inspiration. You're leading people, you know? Kind of like, I'm hearing syndrome, right? I'm hearing syndrome. Okay, remember syndrome, you want us to be just like Mr. Incredible? You're going to be doing that to people. But in like the best way. In the best way. Well, that's what I'm hearing. The syndrome is you are going to inspire a whole lot of syndromes by you just being you. By you, like Mr. Incredible just was powerful. He was born that way. Mr. Incredible, Elastigirl, they were Frozen, they were all born that way. They inspired other people. Right? That is what you are doing. Change. Metamorphosis, emerging better than before. Victory. That's really what it said. It says victory. I just kind of, but yes, all of those things. It's so powerful, and I cannot wait to get into this. And I'm going to hold it up while I read it too. It says tonight, and just be mindful of what I said about today. Tonight there is celebration in the woods. The grand metamorphosis has finally occurred. A new beginning emerges victoriously from a moonlit flower bud. And look, that is the moon behind them. And we're on the full moon eclipse, and it's on steroids, and it's extreme. Look how fucking big that moon is. Okay? 5 wands are held high in honor of the event. Grasping a flowering 6 wand, the creature bestows good fortune on all souls present. Again, today is a day of, like I said, it's in the mind, so a lot of people are going to be coming together. They're going to be celebrating. It's going to be a lot of energy. People are going to be doing that anyway because it's Friday. People are going to be coming together and celebrating and enjoying life. But now that it's also the full moon in Scorpio, and it's an eclipse, and it's all happening, and it's so powerful, and it's so grand, it's a change happening, right? It's a betterment happening. It said emerging better than before. Like the song said, you didn't bring me this far to leave me. I didn't come this fucking far to be left, or to leave myself, or to doubt myself, or to worry. I came this fucking far because I needed to. I watch Chipotle. I'm sorry, I had to say it. It just came out. Oh, yeah, I love it. But it also said a new being emerges, right? You know, we're coming out of our chrysalis. It's the grand metamorphosis. But something that really captured me, right? It says 5 wands are held high in honor of the event. Like I said, you're going to be inspiring people. And like the moon, where the moon was sipping from the angel's essence, that is exactly what's happening. You're inspiring people. You're reaching people. It's a celebration tonight. And it says good fortune, fullness. This reading is delicious. If I can eat this reading, I would. Okay? That's probably why I want Chipotle. Because it's just so good. It's just so powerful and rich. Yes. Okay. We're gonna get into the next. I'm feeling really fucking good today, and I'm not gonna hide that for anybody, anyone, any type of situation. I'm gonna live in it so that other people can feel comfortable living it. And when they're just getting giddy and they're happy and they're doing weird shit, be fucking happy. We don't need to come. Be happy. The magician. The magician. Okay. All right, we have, and again, look at the magician. Like, they're able to do more than one thing. They're not limiting themselves. Do not ever limit yourself. Do not feel like you're bound by earth restrictions. Do not feel like you're even bound by past people and what they did. And what I mean by that is, like, when people are like, don't say that you're dreaming in your dreams. Don't look at mirrors or have mirrors over your bed. I did all this shit, and it actually benefited me in my spirituality and my work life. This is my work. But in my life, do not limit yourself by other restrictions that are placed on you. Because look, they got a wand in their hand. This is a wand in the major arcana, right? They have the pinnacle in their hand, which is, you know, gold, the coins, right? They have the sword in their hand, and they have the cup. It said, I'm using all of my elements. I'm using all of my elements to come together and create something new, something different. I'm the alchemist and creation of my life, which is also what we want to dive into with this being a feminine energy type day, because it's Friday, Venus Love Day. Tap into that. Be bold. Be ready. It's using everything. It's using the wand. It's using the pinnacles. It's using the sword. It's using that. And look at the spectators, the people watching, right? Behind them, ready to see the show, ready to be inspired, ready to show their craft off because they've been working and doing that shit. Powerful, powerful, powerful. All right. And this is 1. The Fool is 0, because we all love a fool. Oh, Michael, before moving on, this reading has been all over the place. So if you stuck around for it, thank you. I appreciate you. I love you. I love you either, and if you don't stay around, because thank you for the support. Anyway, putting creativity to use, right? Exploring one's potential abilities. Manual dexterity, and if you don't know what dexterity is, it's pretty much what he's doing. Being able to do a whole lot of things with his hands and creating and crafting, and it's manually. You're able to do this. Skilled hands, emerging talent. Like I said, he's using all of his elements that he currently has, right? In a creative way. He's exploring his potential. In the last card reading, we got potential only matters when someone acts on it. Magicians are typically doing an act. They are performing, right? And it's manual dexterity, meaning they're able to do more than one thing. They're able to create more than one thing at one time. They have skilled hands in that manner because look, they're holding everything confidently. Everything's so sure of oneself. And that is how you emerge with the new talent. Because you're using what you currently have in such a creative way that you cultivate something different, right? You create something that works better for you, that works better for your environment, better for your mindset, better for the life that you're living. And you're able to inspire others to use what they have as well, right? Again, it's using the wands, the pinnacles, the sword, and the cups to create something, to dive into something, all creatively, right? It's that understanding. So tap into that, okay? Next, we have the sun. Look at these beautiful Black people. Oh, beautiful. Well, look at the sun. Look at how they're dancing. And look, have you ever seen the sun rain? Have you ever seen that shit? The sun is literally raining. It's raining, bitch. It's raining. That's creative. That's something new emerging right there in itself. But they're dancing. They're happy. They're free to the point where they're like, I don't need any clothes that are restricting me. I don't need any of that that's holding me back, right? So recognize on that. Let's go to the sun. Oh, Mr. Sun. Sun, Mr. Golden Sun. Please shine down on me. Hey. These little children are asking you. So please come out so we can play with you, Mr. Sun. Okay? Play with your inner child. That was the message of that song. Play with your goddamn inner child. Don't neglect it. Come on out. Okay? Come on out, baby. But it's successful social relationship. Remember, it said at the end of an argument, and the end of that accumulation of that or relation. It's the end. So we're ending that, or again, it's not, we're able to communicate well. We weren't able to communicate well. You have to end the relationship or the friendship in a very vindictive way. It's that matter of now we're going to be able to have successful social relationships. Things where I don't have to restrict myself. I'm able to be free. I'm able to be lit. We have friendship. Engagement. So if you're getting married, this can be a new engagement in business partners. This can be an actual engagement of self. This can be an actual engagement of like marriage, you know, if that's what you're looking for. But it's engagement, but it's going to be in a positive way. And it says happy times, pure joy, pure, not tainted, not stagnant, not stifled, not restricted, pure joy. I'm ready. I'm ready to receive all of this tenfold. I'm ready. I'm so fucking ready. You have no idea. I'm so fucking ready. But again, successful social relationships, friendship, engagement, happy times, and pure joy. Okay? It says twins meet by the city wall. They came as two individuals, yet the sun above unites them into a single soul. Because twins are not even the same either. Came from the same womb, all this and that, but they're not going to be the same. They're going to be quite different because they are their own individual aspects, right? But when they come together, they become one soul because they're recognizing like, I'm happy, you're happy, we're dancing, we came together like we could. And that's also with this as well. They're all coming together, right? So take that in. You know, take that all in. This is good, baby. It's good. This is a good ass reading. This is a good ass reading. There we go. Now we're gonna get into this. The Seven of Cups. We're getting a lot of artistry. We're getting a lot of creativity. And I'm loving that. We're getting a lot of like bearing emotions because our emotions are great compasses, great navigators of what we want to get into, what we want to release because we feel like we're restricted, we're stifled, we're walking on eggshells, we're anxious. It's a great leader. And we started with emotions. We, you know, added in some creativity. We added in some major arcana, which is like a very good staple in our life. And we added in more emotional creativity. Now we're at emotional creativity because cups are emotions, bearing that and taking that in, right? So we have imagination. It was just my imagination. But remember, they say your suspicions are right. So, okay. Daydreams, having thoughts of fantasies, and that's also I've been seeing 222. And it's about your thoughts. Again, everything starts with our thoughts. If we're gonna think it, we're gonna speak it, we're gonna become it. And if our thoughts are thinking about happiness, fullness of spirit, pure joy, change, metamorphosis, being an alchemist and creating something new, all of these things, fantasize about that. Fantasize about the good. Fantasize about your reaching out and it's all working out. Me, I have been fantasizing about when I leave and I like go back with my family, my family, my family, my loved ones. I'm so fucking happy to cook for them. And that's what I keep imagining is me cooking and they taking my food because that's my love language is to cook for people. I cannot fucking wait. But also just to be in their company, just to get hugs from them, just to give love and get love from them. Like, that is what has been holding me on and keeping me, because I just like, that's what I can't wait for. It's all going to work out because that's what I'm telling Spirit. That's what I'm resonating on. So we want to make sure that when we are having thoughts of fantasy and we are daydreaming and we are being imaginative, that it's because it's for this. To take it all in for something new. To create relationships where we are able to come together and join in like such a positive light. Where we are, when we do come together, we're able to be blessed because we came together. You know? And just knowing that it starts with you, people are going to want to drink from the essence from that cup. Okay? So I'm going to read it as well, and I'm going to hold it up. It says, 7 cups are positioned in the artist's studio, where he struggles to depict them on canvas. Relying on his subconscious rather than reality, he interprets his subject with imagination and skill. So this is the cups. This is what he was going to draw. This is what he actually created. So we're thinking again, Scorpio is about our shadow self with the full moon. It's about thinking about your subconscious, releasing that. If it said he was struggling to depict them on canvas, right? Because he was like, I'm right here. I got to do it like this. I got to create it like this, yada, 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 right? Instead, he said it's relying on his subconscious, his shadow self, his work. And sometimes, like I said, even with affirmations, when I didn't read them, it was still in the subconscious of my mind, right? It's still in the back of your mind because that is what you have been placing inside of yourself. So as soon as he did that, it said he interprets his subject with imagination and skill. Skilled hands. And you know what's even crazy? If you look closely, there is a person holding up the canvas. And if you look at even his face, he's looking this way, right? But that dark shadowy self is what's creating. That's what's looking at the canvas. So we cannot rely on what we see. Again, even today, when it looked like they had a small army, they didn't have enough tools to defeat them, and they fucking conquered and won? And won? No, take what it looks like. Take what it feels like. Take what you know, because what is for you will not pass you by, right? So use that imagination. Use your creativity. Use your skills. Use the seeds that you planted, because it's blossoming, baby. It's here to say, I'm ready for change, because change is ready for me. I feel good today. I feel so fucking good today. And I'm like, and when you were like asking what's going on in my life, and you were here like, how are you? I'm happy because I have the choice, the knowledge, the understanding that that is what I want. I want pure joy. I want pure bliss. You know? I want abundance. I'm ready. And that's when I'm going to start emoting. It's the abundance of happiness. And then as soon as I'm doing that, I'm like, Spirit, I like this. I like this feeling. Keep this feeling coming. Keep that. Run it back. Run it back. Run it back. Okay? Next we have the moon, right? And if you see, it's like little puppeteers by the moon. And again, your moon is your subconscious, it's your intuition, it's your shadow self, it's what you keep in the back of your mind, but that is what actually leads you in life, okay? Instead, he was constricted, he was struggling to figure it out. But as soon as he relied on his subconscious, that creativity was like, I got this, I got this, I got this, I got this, right? So again, the moon is leading us and guiding us. That's what it is. It says, now, this is about the people, but the moon card is about intuition and your subconscious. But the key words are going to be funny, but these are needed and necessary for the people and the situations that you need to come out of your life. So pay attention, because the words that I'm about to say, you already know exactly what you need to do, okay? Brainwashing, dark influences, trickery, illusion, and subconscious control. So subconscious control can be a good thing or it can be a bad thing. But if you're living, you feel like anytime you go around this person, this illusion of falseness, go around a situation, this illusion, you feel like you're being brainwashed, and then you come out of it and you're like, what the fuck? Keep in mind that. Dark influences. What is influencing you? Are you feeling yourself affirmations? Are you feeling yourself doubt? worry, anxiety, fear. Because either way, you're going to be, your subconscious is taking the reins. Obviously, it is taking the reins. Obviously. And if you look at this, what do we see here? We see two people on the courtyard. So what are we going to do with it? Okay? So, the deviant moon casts its powerful influence over the city, controlling minds like a puppeteer. Now, either your subconscious is going to control you in the way that you need it to control you, or you're going to be in that tower moment where you're just continuously relaying things. That's why we got a lot of reverse cards, because it's like, how are you leading your mind right now? How are you thinking about your life right now? How? Do you believe that everything is going to work out for you? Do you have faith? Do you believe that you didn't make it this far to be left? It said, nobody told me that the road would be easy, and I don't believe, my bad. You brought me this far to leave me. So don't leave yourself. Rely, you have to rely on your subconscious, but in the best way, for your creativity, for that enlightenment, for that joy, for that peace. Because if not, then you are going to be brainwashed. You are going to be under trickery. You are going to be under dark influences and illusion. Or are you going to use your imagination? Are you going to use your fantasies? Are you going to allow yourself to hone in your craft with the skilled hands? Are you going to allow yourself to commit and be with relationships that are serving you, that are for you, and release the ones that are not? Are you going to gather together with two or more for that abundance to reap? They say when two or more are gathered, it cannot be taken away. It cannot be stopped. Okay? So, okay. Now the last one that we are is on the swords. Okay? We got to work on that mental. And again, I said I was kind of going through it today, and I have to read my affirmation. So we really got to work on that mental, okay? So, blessings. So we really want to work on that mental, okay? Which is the 8 of Swords. And 8 is about abundance. It is about reaping what you sowed. It is about the infinite possibilities of something, but what is going to be the infinite possibilities that you're going to lead your path in life on, right? I don't even look at this person. What is the moon doing? What is the moon doing? Pulling them out, because again, our subconscious is what leads us in our life. We are led by our shadow selves. We are led by our intuition. We are led by our gut. Whether we feel like we're following it or not, that is what is leading us, okay? So it says, bondage, being controlled by outside forces, censorship, or restriction. Remember, I was shuffling the cards and I'm like, I feel like I can't get through, like it's stuck. Do not restrict yourself. Do not allow yourself to be bound by these earthly restrictions or realms, because you are far more than that. You are a powerful, magical ass being. Act accordingly. Being controlled by outside forces. Is it all an illusion? Is somebody brainwashing you? Is somebody manipulating you? Is somebody draining and taking your power, and you don't understand why? And every time you go around this person or situation, you just feel confused. You don't feel like it's right, it's not. That's why, right? It said censorship. You don't feel like you can truly be free. You don't feel like you can be naked. You don't feel like you can be creative. You don't feel like, okay, this is what you're seeing, but this is what I'm going to do. You're not allowing this to be enchanted with your essence, with your power, with your fullness of spirit. So do not allow that. And what I am going to do is I am going to read the reverse of the 8 of Swords, because the reverse is freedom, ability to think for oneself, and independence. Again, they said they came as individuals. This is an individual working and becoming something new and inspiring others. This is an individual that is emerging and they're able to bless others. This is an individual that even the moon wants to take a sip. Okay? Okay? So, you have freedom. You have infinite possibilities to choose what is for you. It says, again, the ability to think for yourself. It's okay to take the reins of your life, baby. It's okay. I promise. I promise it is so much better than allowing people to live your life for you. I promise you. As a person that used to self-harm in every way possible that I can think of, because I was living my life and hiding myself and felt bounded and restricted and censored and shut down and neglected and listened to, as soon as I started living for me, baby, you can't tell me shit, okay? It says, bound by the trance of sleep, a woman is beckoned by the deviant moon. 8 swords threaten her from below as she is pulled from her window. The moon's influence over her dreams will soon come to an end, for daybreak is near. Okay? Daybreak is near. And again, this is in the day, but even this is at night. It's a celebration tonight in the woods. But how are you living your life? How are you thinking? How are you feeling in that subconscious? Okay? It said the moon's influence over her dreams. Don't be put in a trance. Do not. Do not. And again, we are led by our subconscious. It said the moon is pulling her out her window. That's her mind pulling her out the window. Bitch, you got up and decided to sleepwalk. But again, that also lets us know that our ancestors are protecting us. So even when we're always on the right path, that means we just took a detour. And that's okay. Because we're always protected. But who the fuck wants to go through this? I sure as hell don't. Make decisions. Do affirmations. Emote. Get that shit out. Let them people go. Let them situations go. I had to literally just get rid of against people that I love. And I do still love. But I'm doing something that is needed. Oh my God, look at that. The 2 of Wands. Can't make this shit up if I tried. That's the one we got last time. Page of Wands. We need to be ready to release that fear. Release, 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 release. Release it. Release it all. If it ain't for us, it ain't for us. If they ain't for us, they not for us. And that's just the truth of the matter of all in this situation. Okay? This has been an amazing reading. This has been a powerful reading. This has been a reading that I love that I recorded this. Look at me. But I'm glad that we are here. I'm glad that we are present. Take this into today. And even for the weekend, even though I might pop back on here because I just love doing readings for other people as well. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, share, subscribe. And if you want readings, let me know. DM me via Instagram. That's the best way to do it. That's the only way to do it unless you have access to my email. But actually, I check my email every day. I'm one of those bitches. Probably. But yeah, let me know. And I do readings. We can discuss the price once that happens. You feel me? But I love you all. What I always want to say, love yourselves more and explore yourself more. Kisses.